Super Bowl's back on the menu, boys. Let's talk about it. Welcome back to Timmy Talks, and today we'll be reviewing the Chicago Bears matchup against the Dallas Cowboys, where they took the belt from the Lions and just went to the Cowboys and started putting belt to ass on them. They're like, we're tired of this shit. We're going to do it ourselves. Bears won 31-14 at home for their first win of the season, improving to a record of 1-2. What a great day. Bears won a very convincing game, and also the Packers lost to the Browns. What losers. Fuck the Packers. Anyways, let's stay on topic about the Bears. Let's just hop right into it. Their offense looked so good. So good. Ben Johnson really flexed his creativity and his play designs by just manipulating Matt Eberflus's basic, vanilla, old defense with all his plays. Oh my goodness. Ben Johnson continued dominating Matt Eberflus's defense with schemes and play calling that were just chef's kiss. So great. That flea flicker, here, if you didn't see the flea flicker, look at this shit. Look at this. Let me get down here. Look at this shit. Fucking Swift lobs it like it's D-Wade to LeBron to Caleb. That should definitely be a much more lateral pass. But then Caleb with a fucking moon ball. Not even a moon ball. That shit left the orbit and then came back for a touchdown. That flea flicker. Whew. Did things to me, man. That shit was crazy. I didn't know the Bears could do that. But that throw was insane. I think it was like 63 yards in the air that Caleb threw the ball. Just a little hitch and phew. Like, that's why he got drafted number 1 overall. Like that arm talent, that just God-given talent is why. Please be our savior. We're hoping. But week 3, Bears offense looking so good. The run game is still struggling though, with 29 carries and 87 yards with a handful of different running backs or people running the ball. Only averaging 3 yards a carry is meh. It's not good. It's not great. Need it to be a way better. Against this really bad Cowboys defense, the line looked really good on a lot of the run plays though, getting pushes, creating seams and gaps for the running backs to kind of wiggle their way through. They just don't have that explosive back that can just get 8, 10 yards, 12 yard runs like very consistently. It's every once in a while if like the defense really messes up their assignments, but hey, I'll take it. It's an improvement from the abysmal like 2.5, 2.2 averages that we had last year and even in the first 2 weeks of the season. So as long as we keep taking steps forward, that's a win in my book. So we just got to keep doing that. Another huge step that the offense took was penalties. Very little penalties. Darnell Wright did have a couple still this game, but if we minimize those, if we get those out, this offense is going to be looking so good. And then also pass protection. Braxton Jones, the left tackle, gave up 0 pressure this game. There's very little pressure that the Bears offensive line gave up. There was a couple plays where the O-line didn't communicate well enough, and there's a free runner at Caleb, one of the plays, but then they fixed it. Later in the game, the Cowboys dropped the same exact blitz, but then the Bears O-line learned how to address it, how to not allow that pressure to get into Caleb, and they did a great job. It felt like Caleb had a clean pocket for most of his drop backs, and he really trusts the pocket. First 2 weeks, he didn't really like trust the protection. He was still like very squirmy, very like hesitant, and just like happy feet in the backfield. But he's starting to really trust the pocket and this offensive line to give him the time that he needs for the plays to develop and for him to throw a strike. There are a couple plays where he's still like trying to do a little too much. His feet aren't aligned with his body. He's just processing it too fast, but his feet aren't with his processing or his thinking, or his feet just aren't with where his eyes are, and it leads to a couple inaccurate throws. But a lot better than they were the first 2 weeks, and that's all that matters for this Bears team this year. They just have to continue to get better week after week after week, and this week was a huge confidence momentum builder for them because, granted, yes, the Dallas Cowboys defense is probably one of the worst defense in the league. I mean, they just don't have any real good players, and then you also have Matt Eberflus calling your defense. Like, that's just a recipe for bad football, and it's proven. They're now averaging, giving up 31 points a game, and it was the Bears and the Giants scored more points than the Eagles, so it's like, yikes. Not looking good. So we do have to take everything that happened this game with a little bit of grain of salt. But hey, Bears fans, we know there hasn't been a lot of wins in the last couple of years, so I am savoring and taking all this in as much as I can because next week it could be gone. Let's not think about it though because we won. All right, let's get over to the defensive side of the ball. Hell of a performance from the defense to stop such a high-powered offense coming into this game. Truthfully, what really helped this defense is, unfortunately, CeeDee Lamb did get hurt in the first quarter. That just helped this defense to really just focus on the run game, and you only had George Pickens as a real threat, I'd say, on the receiving team. Everything else was going to be underneath, or you take away their speedy receivers on the back end. But if the Cowboys had CeeDee and Pickens going, it would have been really tough for the Bears to really pick their poison on which guys to kind of double up or to cover. But thankfully for the Bears, unfortunately for the Cowboys and CD, never wish for injuries, but it benefited the Bears this game. It allowed the defense to really kind of just hone in and just focus on stopping the run. But the Bears still struggled stopping the run, giving up 121 yards just on 20 carries. That's about 6 yards an average. The run game's awful, and thankfully, the Cowboys weren't able to convert as much on the red zone. Credit to the defense on that. But also with the offense being able to score as much as they did, they forced the Cowboys to have to abandon the run and really just drop back and try to pass the ball. Because otherwise, if the Cowboys kept it close, if the Cowboys had the lead, their running game, they were just running all over the Bears defense. Javonte Williams is a big, strong, powerful back, and he was just bullying our linebackers and secondaries and just getting chunk after chunk after chunk. So Bears defense still has to improve and get better in their run defense. But hey, in the passing game, 3 interceptions, a forced fumble, 4 total turnovers. Like, that is huge. Stevenson, he's been getting berated by fans week after week about how bad he is. Really came out and set the tone on the second play on defense, ripping that ball out from Williams. Give me that. Give me your cookies, boy. That really set the tone for this game because the Bears' opening drive was a 3-and-out. If the Cowboys go and march down this field 7-0, this game is completely different. Like, who knows how the Bears really bounce back from that. And then with the lead, the Cowboys can get into the run game. This and that, you never know. But hey, it didn't happen. Bears came up clutch in the red zone with 2 interceptions. One was in garbage time, so it doesn't really matter. But Tremaine Edmonds, he himself had 2 interceptions and a total of 14 tackles. That dude was flying all over the field. He was just everywhere, always near the ball. And because of that, the one tip pass from George Pickens, he was right there and made a hell of a fucking play. Made a hell of a fucking play to make that interception. And then the second one in the red zone, I don't know why Dallas didn't run the ball on 4th and goal from the 1-yard line with Williams, who's just been, again, destroying the Bears defense all day. But they decided to give it the ball in Dak's hand so he can pass it, and unfortunately gets a little pressured, has to try to make a play, and Edmonds is in the right spot, picks that off. And yeah, it essentially just made the score look a lot worse than it actually was. The Cowboys offense were moving the ball. They were getting to the red zone, but the Bears defense really stiffened up, did a great job bending but not breaking and stopping the Cowboys from finding the end zone. So yeah, a huge win for the Bears. Honestly, I can see this win being the start of a potential win streak for them. The Bears have the Raiders next week, which is a very winnable game. A little scary. We'll get into it in the preview, but I think it's going to be a lot closer than some people may think. Then a week 5 bye, rest up, get our guys ready to go into DC to beat the Commanders, who have been very iffy this year. We don't want a repeat of the Hail Mary where we give them all the momentum that they need to go make the playoffs. Instead, we need to take that. We need to make a statement game with that. And then after that, you got the Saints. So you're looking at a potential 4-game win streak, being 4-2 heading into Baltimore and the Ravens. I mean, any given Sunday, anything can happen. But if the Bears are rolling and they're at 4-2, I'm not saying we're going to beat the Ravens, but anything can happen. Anything can happen. And then you got the Bengals and then the Giants after that. So at week 9, I'm getting a little delusional again. Last week I was talking about maybe winning 4 games. Now I'm back. Now we win, and now I'm fucking back up here where we might might be 6-3 after 9, or after 9 games. Very possible. Very possible. We can also be 1-8 after 9 games. So we'll see. Anything can happen with the Bears. I'm not trying to get my hopes too high, but a win feels so good, and it does get me wondering, does get me thinking. Super Bowl back on the menu. Well, thank you all so much for watching. Please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, bear down, Chicago Bears. Let's fucking go.